While the retail market focused entirely on crude oil erasing its wartime rally, institutional capital quietly repositioned. The raw commodity price is only half the story. The real structural pain point for the global economy isn't raw crude, but the refined products that actually power global commerce. While crude sits in relative abundance, global inventories of diesel, jet fuel, and gasoline are tightening to historic extremes. This disconnect creates a massive opportunity for sophisticated asset allocators who understand that the real bottleneck lies downstream. To understand where the cash is flowing, we must look at premium refiners like Valero Energy and Marathon Petroleum. These firms do not drill for oil. Instead, they operate complex processing plants that turn heavy, so crude into high-value refined fuels. This distinction is critical. Their core economic moat lies in their high-complexity refining configurations. This setup allows them to buy cheap, heavy oil feedstocks and sell premium finished fuels. When crude prices fall but fuel demand stays stable, their processing margins, known as crack spreads, can widen dramatically. Let's zoom in on Valero. As the world's largest independent refiner, Valero operates 15 refineries across North America and Europe. Their geographic advantage is massive. Many of their key assets are clustered along the U.S. Gulf Coast. This gives them direct access to cheap domestic natural gas, which keeps processing costs low. It also provides easy shipping access to export markets in Europe and South America. This asset orientation means Valero can capture maximum product premium while insulating its balance sheet from localized supply disruptions. Now look at how the financial metrics are playing out. In their latest quarterly reports, Marathon Petroleum and Valero showed normalizing refining margins compared to the historic peaks of recent years. However, margins remain well above their 10-year historical averages. Marathon's refining segment generated healthy operating income, driven by steady demand and high refinery capacity utilization. This shows that despite high interest rates and global economic uncertainty, the baseline demand for commercial diesel and jet fuel is holding up incredibly well. But that is only part of the story. The real metric of success for these operators is free cash flow conversion. Even as crack spreads cool from their extreme highs, both companies continue to generate billions in cash. Their conversion rates are incredibly high because capital expenditures are largely focused on optimization rather than building expensive new greenfield plants. This capital discipline is a key reason why institutional portfolio managers are viewing these stocks as cash cows in a highly volatile macroeconomic environment. The next signal comes from management's capital allocation strategy. Marathon's leadership has been extremely clear. They are prioritizing shareholder returns through aggressive buybacks and consistent dividend growth. This isn't just talk. Over the past year, they have retired a significant percentage of their outstanding shares. By returning excess cash to investors instead of overbuilding capacity, management is keeping the sector supply tight. This supports long-term valuation multiples even during periods of short-term crude market weakness. Now look at how the integrated supermajors are reacting. ExxonMobil has also doubled down on its refining segment. By expanding their massive Beaumont refinery, they added significant refining capacity to process light domestic crude. This move highlights their focus on high-yield chemical and fuel products. ExxonMobil is proving that downstream integration is the ultimate hedge. When upstream drilling margins shrink due to lower crude prices, their massive downstream business captures the offset, protecting their massive consolidated dividend payouts. Let's turn to the geopolitical reality of the Strait of Hormuz. Most market analysts discuss this shipping lane solely in terms of crude flows. But here is the real issue. The Middle East has aggressively built out its own mega-refineries over the last decade. A disruption in Hormuz wouldn't just block raw oil. It would cut off critical exports of diesel and jet fuel to Europe and Asia. Because global refined product inventories are already so low, even a temporary pause in refined fuel shipments would trigger an immediate global supply shock. This vulnerability is magnified by a long-term structural supply deficit in the West. For decades, regulatory hurdles and ESG mandates have made building new refineries in the US and Europe nearly impossible. Older plants have been shut down or converted to biofuels. Meanwhile, global demand for liquid fuels continues to grow. This structural underinvestment means that Western refiners are running at near maximum capacity just to keep up with baseline demand. There is simply no safety margin left in the global energy system. That leads us to a bigger question regarding structural risks. Refiners face persistent regulatory pressure. Governments continue to push for clean energy mandates and higher environmental standards. These policies increase compliance costs, such as renewable volume obligations in the United States. Additionally, any sudden global economic slowdown could temporarily hurt trucking and aviation activity, reducing short-term fuel demand. Investors must weigh these regulatory headwinds against the highly supportive near-term supply-demand dynamics. We also have to watch operational cost inflation. Refining is highly energy-intensive. While cheap domestic natural gas helps U.S. refiners, rising labor costs and expensive equipment maintenance are eating into margins. Refinery turnarounds, the planned maintenance shutdowns, have become much more expensive. If an operator mismanages a turnaround, it can lead to unexpected outages during peak seasonal demand. This can quickly turn a profitable quarter into an operational disappointment. Here is where the investment thesis gets highly compelling. Despite their robust cash flows and high barriers to entry, refining stocks are trading at remarkably low multiples. Wall Street is pricing these businesses as if they are in structural decline. But the green energy transition is taking far longer than expected. Liquid fuels will remain the backbone of heavy transport, shipping, and aviation for decades. This valuation gap suggests a major opportunity for capital rotation into high-yielding energy assets. Looking forward, several key catalysts could trigger a major repricing. First, any further closure of aging European refineries will force Europe to import even more refined products from the U.S. Gulf Coast. Second, as winter approaches, heating oil demand will tighten global diesel markets even further. Finally, any escalation in geopolitical hot zones that threatens refining capacity, rather than just oil wells, will showcase the premium value of safe, domestic refining assets like those owned by Valero and Marathon. From an institutional portfolio perspective, we are putting Valero and Marathon Petroleum on a breakout watch. Both assets are demonstrating significant relative strength as the market begins to realize that product tightness is structural. Their pristine balance sheets and massive share buybacks provide a very high margin of safety. On the other hand, traditional upstream drillers without refining exposure may face a trim consideration if crude inventory builds continue to suppress raw commodity prices. The global energy game is changing. Investors who look past simple crude oil headlines and focus on refined product capacity will be best positioned. For deep institutional research and systematic market analysis, make sure to subscribe to SR Money News. Hit the notification bell so you never miss our next deep dive into global capital flows. Let us know in the comments below if you are holding downstream refiners or upstream producers. We will see you on the next briefing.